Oh, somebody jumped on that quick. Y'all quick, boy. Y'all quick. God damn. Who is watching right now? That was insanely fast. Like, I'm not even set up that was so fast. Who just jumped in here? Because that was good. That was so fucking good. Damn. Damn, y'all are quick. I sell on a shirt, and I know what you're thinking. Don't worry, though. It's coming off. It is coming off. Ooh. So we've got about 2 minutes. So whoever the other viewers are, hey guys. Like I said, we've got about 2 minutes before we actually start the lore discussion, before the shirt comes off. But before that, I just want to take a quick moment because there's something going on the page right now I've noticed, and I want to address it. Yeah, it starts always in soul posting. That may change. There's some changes coming. We're going to get into those later. But I want to address something that's going on the page before this comes off, before our lore discussion starts, before we dive into any of that. And that's depression. Guys, I keep seeing it come back up, and I understand that right now the world is crazy. We're not going to get into politics. We're not going to get into any of that. But I do want to address you on the pure fact of depression first. If you ever feel down, please fucking DM me. Jump straight in my fucking DMs. I am there for you guys. Not only as admin, not only as the fucking shit poster, but I'm actually here for you. Depression has claimed a lot of people in my life. It claimed my brother. It claimed my father. And if you're feeling down and you feel like you need to reach out and you need help, please do not hesitate to jump out or to reach out. I will be there for you, okay? And that's something I wanted to address real quick. 7:30, guys, so we're going to jump into lore. Let me first off start by saying this is the biggest lore write-up I've done. I actually ran out of room on my whiteboard, and I also promised you guys something, so give me 1 second here. There it is. We're doing this shit shirtless. Okay. First off, let me know if you can hear me. Normally I have it up by my face, so I'm trying to talk a little louder. It's down in my pockets. I really just need to invest in AirPods. But I haven't. It's on the list of shit to do. So, we're talking tonight about Hornet, the gendered child. Is she void? Is she not void? Is she a vessel? Is she not a vessel? Those are your calls. I'm not going to get into the argument, debate of it, but I do want to go over some things. I know you guys are checking out the boards when I post them because you guys are showing the fucking love down there, which is awesome. But there was something at the bottom that was underlined, and that's Silk Song, and you guys saw today, I think, or yesterday, I posted actually about Silk Song. One of the weird coincidences with there's a staff with the radiance on it. We're going to try not to talk about Silk Song. Not because I don't want to talk about it, because trust me, I fucking do. But I really want to make sure that I have evidence to back shit up before I start throwing out wild-ass theories. Which I have a ton of, by the way. I have a ton of theories already on Silk Song. I have like 100 pages of fucking notes. I think it's like 110 on notes. Because I'm fucking fanatic like that, right? So, we're going to try and mainly stick tonight to Hollow Knight. And I want to say the first Hollow Knight because Silk Song is coming out. But let's jump into Hornet. So the gendered child, she is the daughter of Hera and the Pale King. She was made by a dalliance. Basically, she was a bargaining chip, guys, which is fucking weird. Like, that's a fucking dirty thing to think about, really. Pale King needed another dreamer. He needed his third wheel. And he went to Hera to ask. And Hera was like, no, bitch, not gonna do it. And so how he got her to agree to it was he gave her a child. And there's some speculation and there's some debate on that with that vessel aspect. Is Hornet a vessel? Because it says the Pale King gave her or gifted her a child. Which makes it really interesting because, you know, Pale King's got a shitload of those things lying around. He could just be like, hey, here's a kid. Um, but I'm not quite sure that's exactly what happened. And as we get into it, I hope maybe some of the stuff I have in here will show that no, that's not what happened. Obviously, the word dalliance, we learned that the Pale King had a dalliance with Hera. We learned that from the White Lady, where she says she bears him no ill will for the dalliance or the child bore from it. That to me kind of says, hey, they were fucking, which is awesome, by the way, because obviously I'm all into that. But she was a bargaining chip. And also, guys, like I said, let me know if you can hear me, because it's way down there, and I want to make sure I'm talking loud enough. It's by my dick. But we get to meet Hornet in several different locations throughout the game, and every time I do one of these, I research the shit out of whatever we're talking about. This is our 4th one. We've been doing this for a fucking month, which is awesome, because it means I haven't been banned in a month, which basically means a ban is coming up for me. But we meet her in Green Path first, where she basically runs from us. And we don't know why. And when we find her, we actually end up battling her. There's the famous fucking needle out, come no closer ghost. She goes into that whole spiel, and we have our first real good encounter with Hornet. And we kind of find out some of her moves, some of her mindset, if you will. And then we see her again in Fungal Waste. And it's only a brief instance on the Pilgrim's Path, I believe it is, and she heads off towards the City of Tears, fucking zipping around on her nail. Her needle. Excuse me. Something really interesting about that needle and the size of the bugs, though, because we always assume that the bugs are small. We can hear you loud and clear. Perfect. We always assume the bugs are small. However, in one of the releases, Team Cherry actually said, beware of Hornet. She could actually throw that nail 30 meters. I'm US, so meters are fucking foreign as shit to me. But that's a long fucking way. Like, I know 30 yards is ridiculous, and 30 meters are just shorter. But what is that, like 27 fucking feet or something? That's a big fucking throw. So either what we see on her farthest nail shot, if that's her farthest shot, really, we are fucking huge bugs, guys, and that's cool. We're fucking giant. Like, there's bugs fucking 6 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet. That's kind of cool. So they're giant bugs if you go off of that. But like I said, we see her in Fungal Waste. We see her again in the City of Tears at the fountain. And that's one of the coolest shots in the entire fucking game. You all know exactly what I'm talking about with this one, because that was a mood changer there. It was a game changer where she lets us know that if we really want to dig deeper into this, we need to find her at the Ashen Grave. And that really sets it off and sets the tone that, hey, there's more going on to this than what we thought. And after we see her there, we see her at Kingdom's Edge, directly for that battle at the Worm's Grave. And then we'll see her again once we actually have the King's Brand and the King's Soul in the Abyss. And she talks to us and gives us some real interesting dialogue there that's also controversial. We're going to go into that. And then we see her at the Black Egg. We're going to see her at Deep Nest. And finally, we're going to see her in Godhome. So Hornet is all the fucking way over this kingdom. And it's really interesting that she knows all of these paths, because most of these characters we only find in one specific area, but not Hornet. Hornet's everywhere, and I told you we weren't going to talk about it, but in Silksong, she's actually referred to as a Princess Knight. Now, there's a couple things we can draw from that. She's the Pale King's daughter, so is she the princess of Hallownest? Does her Pale King lineage hold? Or is she the princess of Deep Nest? Or is she the princess of Farloom? I'm not getting into that one, because I'm not sure. But she's the princess of somewhere, of something. She's also a knight. She's a warrior. And with that, we can go ahead and look back into her backstory a little bit. And if you go off of what I made another fucking post about, the Hornet Room. And it's called that because of the file name, guys. It's not because of the Seal of Binding. The Seal of Binding does hold the Hollow Knight's head. However, Simone, I want to give her credit for this next part where we talk about the seal, because she kind of led me on to something that was a really good thought, and I want to make sure she gets the credit there. Anytime you guys have theories, please bounce them off me. Some of them are amazing. And her thought behind that seal was, yes, it is the seal of the Hollow Knight, which we see in the Path of Pain. It actually blocks our doorway when we try and leave during the Hollow Knight fight as well. It also, I believe, blocks the way in the fight in the Path of Pain. But it's also made out of silk, the one in Hornet's room, in the Weaver's Den. And that's unique, because perhaps the Weavers didn't make it, but what if Hornet made that? It's not complete. It's unfinished. If you look at the circles, they're not filled in. The lock isn't quite there up top, and I'm calling the lock the upper section of it that looks more or less like a padlock. By the way, I have a ton of alcohol down here because there's a shitload on the board written, and I'm not sure how long we're going to be here. But if she made that seal, could that seal possibly be to stop the hole from the abyss that was in Deepnest? What if she is actually putting that seal there the same way her father sealed the door that we have to unlock? We wouldn't be able to break it because obviously we don't have the King's Brand to unlock that door, because it wouldn't be locked by the King. It would be locked by Hornet. And we never get to see Hornet in that room, so we don't know if that seal is possible to be broken. That could have been where the vessels were coming out. And that was a really cool thought, and I really do want to thank you, Simone, for that one. Because it actually makes a lot of sense. We know that there were other places out of the abyss, because there are vessels still scattered and strewn around Hallownest. We know they were in Deepnest because they're hanging up in Noska Lair. So what if this was a seal to prevent them from coming out? Because as we saw in our first encounter in Greenpath, it's pretty apparent Hornet is killing vessels. And we can back that up again with our fight in Kingdom's Edge, where she says she'll feel no remorse for killing a weakling. Hornet's adapted. She's a princess. She's also that knight, though. And she is willing to kill. And I believe she actually killed that first vessel we run across that we get the Mothwing Cloak from. Which is also really weird that we would ever get anything related to the Moth Tribe. I mean, Radiance is kind of the big dick, right? Well, she's a vagina, but you get what I'm saying. Like, she's the big bad guy, so why does the Moth Tribe have shit up in Greenpath? The Seal of Binding is a grub. So, actually, hang on. That's a fucking troll statement. Like, I read that one before. Simone, hey, check that out. Simone's actually down in the chat, guys. That is 100% credit to you, Simone. You turned me on to that idea, and I really liked it. In fact, you're probably going to see it in some more of the Look Deeper writings coming up. I'm not saying you will, but chances are it's very highly likely going to find its way in there. But with that, in the Weaver's Den and that seal, we have to talk about the Weavers. Now, if you dream nail the Weavers, they'll say that it's for the princess and they're protecting her. And of course, we can draw that assumption that that's Hornet. Obviously, by the game file, Hornet's room, she's Princess Knight. They're trying to protect the princess. That's Hornet. The real question is was she raised by the Weavers? And a lot of those signs point to yes, that, maybe that's her room, that she was raised in the Weaver's Den. Obviously, in Silk Song, god damn, we keep going back to that. We get to see her scuttle the fuck away like a goddamn spider, like Grimm, actually. I just may have fucking broke my own Grimm theory. Shit. But we get to see her move more like a spider. She obviously also uses silk. Silk Song has all the fucking weavers in it. It's in the fucking title. There's literally a weaver down in the fucking